I'm just gonna turn on Audacity now. And welcome for another edition of Pokemon Go Fireside Chat, casual version. Naturally, I should probably update the stream info. Not that anyone's gonna stop by if the connectivity is as hot garbage as I think it is. But just in case it gets better when I'm not even noticing. Like the first week or so, first month or so when I was getting back into streaming, this stuff wasn't an issue whatsoever. And of course now, seems like at least once we're averaging one stream a week that turns into a complete pile of hot garbage. That said, I guess there's two things I want to talk about today. First off, we just got some news right now, and I think it might stay relevant long enough to actually keep on a backlog. So I think I can talk about the additions that they're making to Mega Raids / Evolutions. The bad news is that Mega Venasuar is leaving the raids on October 23rd. It's a little bit of a shame because I don't really, even though it's been around for a while, it doesn't feel like it feels like I could use a bit more Mega Venusaur energy. I don't know, it just seems like the one I rated the least. I went pretty hard on Charizard just to try to get the shiny Charizard from the raid. And then I got flooded with Charizard energy from the research in that. So it just seemed kind of to go from that to... Hold on. For some reason I just had a feeling that my default microphone was in Audacity, but we wouldn't be getting the wavelengths we're getting now if that was the case. So, the bad news is Mega Venusaur's leaving. I wouldn't have mind doing a couple more raids, but the good news is that there's going to be ways to earn the Mega Energy through select field research, which I assume is similar to how it was before, and an upcoming event in November that will feature time research that rewards Mega Venusaur energy. But what I really want to talk about with this update in particular are some of the additions they're making to Mega Evolutions. For one, we're finally going to get that implementation that they promised a while back of earning Mega Energy by walking your buddy Pokemon. There is one caveat. If you have a previous Mega Evolved Pokemon in your buddy's Pokemon evolutionary line. Oh, that actually sounds a little bit better than before, because, you don't even... Yeah, sure, it'd be great if you could earn the energy even if you've never done the Mega Evolution before, but this just sounds like once you unlock it, then you can walk whatever Pokemon you want and get Mega Energy for it. So if I involve a Mega Venusaur, if my buddy for some reason is not the Venusaur and a different Bulbasaur or Ivysaur, I could walk that around instead. And I just overall wanted to talk about how I'm cool with this addition, because even though most people will probably be like, why don't we just get the Mega... Why don't they just let us Mega earn the energy to get our Mega Evolution? And I feel like it ties back to the fact that they wanted... It kind of gives more value to the fact that the first Mega Evolution costs so much to do. You're not just Mega Evolving the Pokemon and just getting a discount the other times you do it. You're pretty much unlocking the accessibility of that Pokemon's Mega Evolution, which I think is... I just like the fact that it gives more value to that first Mega Evolution, even though I'm kind of just struggling to figure out the best wording for it. And I think the bigger thing is, it pretty much means once you unlock the Mega Evolution, you technically have access to all the energy you want. Just keep walking your buddy until you actually get the Mega Energy you want for that Pokemon. And I think it's a fair compromise between keeping some value on doing the Mega Evolution when they're in Mega Raids. At least now, you only have to do maybe 2 to 4 Mega Raids to unlock it. And then after that, you can just walk your buddy around and get Mega Energy for the rest of the time. Plus, you're making the energy more and more accessible with various research. Like Charmander Community was a perfect example of this, where they pretty much just like fed us several hundred Mega Charizard energy. Between all the field research that had it, the special Community Day DLC, as I like to call it, that I think gave you at least like 100, if not 200 Mega Energy in of itself. And there's just little things like that. Like, I'll admit that I was kind of more content with the whole Mega Evolution thing than most people, but between, like, upping the time frame and this addition to being able to walk your buddy to get Mega Energy, I feel like this is the best we're going to get from the Mega Evolution system. It's not exactly how it worked in the main series game, but this is Pokemon Go. We should be used to things not going exactly how they work in the main series games to a degree. And I think like a lot of people's frustrations with the system came to the fact that like energy was tied exclusively to a limited time thing or the Mega Raids, and this Buddy Walk system should alleviate that issue. So hopefully less people will be complaining about Mega Raids now. And more importantly, there'll be less hesitation to actually use your Mega Evolved Pokemon in general. That's all I had to say on that. Now I'm going to pause the Audacity on my end real quick, so we can do a separate talk on the Strange Eggs. Give me 1 sec. Now that I had that little pause, why not just talk about the other thing that's on my mind? And that's with the Strange Eggs. Maybe I can like pull up the Twitter thread real quick if it's not too buried in my feed, because I had some feedback. I thought it was fairly constructive feedback on the Strange Egg system. And the main reason I wanted to actually talk about it live here and now is because I feel like ever since I've hatched a few eggs, my feelings have changed a little with it. I think the things I've said in that big long tweet thread still are relevant, but I feel a lot more comfortable with it. There's also the factor that part of the reason I'm comfortable with it might just be because currently we have an event that cuts the distance that you have to walk eggs by a quarter distance. But here's the thread I have, so I'm just gonna read / paraphrase through it. The long story short is that the system can work, but I personally feel that some things need to change. On paper, I like the fact that you can earn eggs from being the leaders. It does give the game like a sense of reward that you can only get from that particular feature. However, like if you want it to be a reward and not feel like yet another gacha system, I personally don't feel that there should be a booby prize. I feel like you gotta go one way or the other. Either make it an alternative system to the other eggs, or actually make it feel like a reward. And the easiest way to make it feel like a reward would be to take out everything that you can get. Maybe not everything that you can get commonly through other means, but at least get rid of things that have a fairly consistent system otherwise. Like Trubbish has gotta go no matter what. Larvitar, like if you need to have something to keep the prize pool not as exciting, I think Larvitar can stay. Only because like it is still a fairly good budget option. Plus, when Mega Tyranitar gets introduced into the game, that's going to bring the Larvitar hype back up all over again. What was the other? I think I have it down. Scraggy, like I guess you can get away with removing, because you can get it from Go Battle League. Though it is nice to have an alternative way for people to get the Pokemon. Absol's kind of similar boat. It's been in raids for a bit. Similar events. I'm not sure if it's still in 10 kilometer eggs. But I guess it kind of just makes me go back to my point. Like, if you take out the factor that you have to beat a rocket leader when you have an open slot in your inventory, and then walk at 12 kilometers, this is a fairly good egg pool. Like, if this was like if this was like a different type of 10-kilometer egg even, I feel like this could, and you just got them for something more simple, like you get them for rocket grunts, not just the leaders, then you have a fairly good egg pool system. But I am a little conflicted because I do like the fact that you can actually, that like it gives more reason to hunt the rocket leaders and not just like shiny hunt, especially since I get that you can't make the shadow Pokemons you get from them every single time good. And to some degree, I feel like they should, but I can understand that if you want to like have every shiny shadow get some time in the spotlight, you can't do that. So it's nice to have like an extra reward to it. Like I appreciate the stickers that they've added to it, of all things. Like, it's fun in of itself. Maybe I should just pull up the egg pool again real quick, just so I can double check some things. As I do so though, the concept I had in the Twitter thread was, it feels more, if you're gonna have it be something you quote unquote earn from fighting a rocket leader, I do kind of feel that you need to readjust the egg pool price, because it's a decent egg pool price for something that isn't a reward for doing something that like not all people are going to be able to do easily. Oh, I forgot to put Pokemon Go at the end of this. But the fact like you walk 12 kilometers and have to fight a rocket leader kind of takes a little wind out of the sails of how rewarding this egg pool can be. So where's Go Hubs or Sylph Link? I know that those two have things up, but Google searches pulls up Cerebi right away for some reason. This works. Yeah, just a review. The egg pool currently for the 12-kilometer strange eggs include Larvitar, Absol, Sandile, Scraggy, Pawniard, Volbeat, Dino, and literal trash. I'm sorry, that's the only good thing about Trubbish being in this egg pool is that dumb joke. And fun trivia, even Cerebi is like Cerebi has like on the sidebar here, even though they have Trubbish in the 12-kilometer eggs pool, they have, I guess it's also listing alternative eggs that these Pokemon have showed up in. But I just find it kind of funny that Trubbish is in the 12 egg pool, and yet they have him just saying, have Trubbish, distance to walk, 5 kilometers. It's like even Cerebi knows where Trubbish really belongs. But yeah. Back on the Twitter thread I had, one thing that I wanted to note is that it feels okay to have. I'm sort of okay. Ugh. I said in the thread that I'm okay with the way that egg hatching works for ones you get from Pokespots and gift eggs, because you just receive them and they're not a prize for clearing anything, so you can get them relatively easily. So it makes more sense that you can't get what you want right away. So the overall point of that whole ramble is, it'd feel more fair if they did one of the following. Kept them as a reward for being the rocket leaders, but removed everything that is undesirable and possible to get through other means. So like, maybe they could even like, they did take Larvitar out of the 10-kilometer egg pool. I was gonna say, like, take out Trubbish. I'm questioning whether to take out Scraggy. So according to my thesis, like, take out Larvitar, Absol, Scraggy, Trubbish, but keep them an egg that you can only earn from being a Rocket Leader. I'll admit, as I've been doing more time with it, I've warmed up to it, but who knows if that'll stay once we actually have to walk 12 kilometers and don't have a super good egg bonus to make that part a little bit easier. Alternatively, though, they could keep this egg pool very similar to the way it was, but make the eggs a bit more accessible. Either the recommendation I made earlier of allowing you to get them from Rocket Grunts as well, maybe like it. The only downside of that is that like it would kind of take away the rewardness of fighting the Rocket Leaders. I'm a little conflicted, like I said, but that's just the general point of my post. And I know like some people might not like the fact that I say that the egg pool is fine. If you're gonna keep it the way it just needs to be a little more accessible. But I mean, like, if you take out Trubbish, I could come up with a decent explanation for each one of these. Like, Scraggy is usually tied to a fairly high rank in Go Battle League, so this gives the casual players another way to actually get Scraggy. Pawniard, Volbeat, and Sandile are all new. Granted, that's the only thing they got going for them, but I'll talk more about that later. Dino is a highly sought Pokemon. Like, it's a decent dark type. It has that shiny chance. And people have been really wanting to get it ever since the unfortunate Dragon event. Absol, it's been a rare Pokemon for a long time. Like, for a while, it used to be exclusive just to raids. And I say either keep Absol in the 10-kilometer egg pool or the 12-kilometer egg pool. It feels redundant to have it in both. So overall, if we just like take this and mess around with it a bit, we can have like it is a normal egg pool. Let's ignore the fact that you have to walk 12 kilometers to hatch them, and the fact that you have to be a Rocket Leader to get one. I think if the egg pool was Larvitar for the quote-unquote booby prize, Sandile, Pawniard, Volbeat, and Dino. On the fence about Scraggy. Scraggy could probably even stay in there too. It'd be a decent system. Like, maybe if they get rid of Absol from 10-kilometer eggs, they could keep it in the 12-kilometer egg pool, but I personally would rather have it just be in the 10-kilometer egg pool. Niantic did just announce earlier today that they were going to be adjusting the egg pool for 2, 5, and 10-kilometer eggs. So maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit, and I should wait until they actually reveal what those new Pokemon that new selection of Pokemon are going to be, and save my judgment for that. But we're already live here and recording now, so it is what it is. Was I saying no? Yeah. Overall, the egg pool isn't bad, but could be better. And I'll just move on to the second point because it kind of ties into some of the things I was talking about already. And that's the fact that, as it currently stands, the 10-kilometer egg pool is more valuable than the 12-kilometer egg pool, which makes the fact that you have to walk them more a little nonsensical. Especially because it's not just RNG from spinning spots. You actually have to do an activity in a game. Mind you, an activity that may not be easy for all players. Something that some players are going to have to actually work for to actually earn. And my Twitter thread kind of breaks this down a little bit more. Putting the focus on the most valuable things, in 10-kilometer eggs we have Gibble, we have Timber, Darumaka, Rulu, Litwick, Dino, and Axnu. I specifically mentioned all these Pokemon because some of them are rare in general, just like how the new Pokemon are rare in the Strange Eggs. But all the Pokemon I listed also have value in battling, mostly from the racing, but a few of them also have specific niches in PvP as well. Meanwhile, when you focus on the 3-kilometer eggs, the most valuable things in there are the 3 new Pokemon and Dino. And the thing is, it just doesn't seem like any of the 3 new Pokemon are highly sought out for rating. And I'll admit I haven't done enough research to see if they have PvP value, but from what I've seen, it's not looking too promising. Things like maybe Crocodile might have a niche in Ultra League every now and then. I don't know. There hasn't been enough studies done on it. And I go on to say that, this would make a perfect 8-kilometer egg pool. Maybe even a 9-kilometer or an alternative 10-kilometer. But of course, if they adjust this egg pool to be more valuable than the 10-kilometer egg pool, then yeah, I would be willing to walk 12 kilometers for it. Granted, I think 10's a nice even number, but I am open to walking 12 kilometers to hatch an egg if what I hatch out of it is more valuable than what I could hatch from a 10-kilometer egg. And I don't mention this in the Twitter thread, but it is does add on to the discussion. First, I just want to say hi to Mage. I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. I didn't think anyone was actually going to watch, so I was just doing a casual podcast and commentary. We're currently talking about Strange Eggs, so if you got anything to say, feel free to jump in the conversation. As I was saying though, the Strange Eggs, I think we could, if we adjust the walking distance for all the eggs in general, we could do something a bit more interesting. Maybe this is a hot take, but I think the give eggs could be lowered down to a 4-kilometer amount. Maybe even a 5-kilometer, and bump the 5-kilometer eggs down to 4. If you do that, then you can make the Strange Eggs a 7-kilometer egg. And I think the 2 and 10-kilometer eggs are fair distance in of itself, though. Last but not least, the third thing I wanted to bring up as feedback towards the Strange Egg is something that people have already brought up, but I'll mention it again because this was an issue back when gift eggs were first introduced, but it kind of died down. The issue never went away, though. I think people just got tired of complaining about it. And that's the random, the frustration that it could cause from egg storage inventory. You know what I mean. The fact you can only hold up to 9 eggs, and if you're spinning Pokestops, you automatically get eggs to fill that up. So, if you're not on a heavy incubator grind, you have to wait. You either have to burn through incubators when you know you're in a situation where you want to get those eggs, or just sit through and just not spin Pokestops after you hatch an egg until you can either open a gift if you want a gift egg, or fight a Rocket Leader if you want a Strange Egg. And this can kind of hurt the casual rural player because there are times when you just need to spin every Pokestop you can get to in order to actually get the egg or get the supplies that you need to play the game. I think people have had various suggestions like tossing eggs, having separate inventory for events and Strange Eggs compared to the eggs you get from Pokestops, but I don't even think it has to be that complicated. I think all an egg really needs is a switch. If you go into your egg storage, up on the top here, you have a button of receive eggs from Pokestops, or receive eggs, don't receive eggs. That way, if you're in a situation where you want to open gifts for items like Pokeballs and berries, but you don't want the gift eggs, you have control over that too. And Niantic would still have the power to... It would still be fair on a gameplay standpoint, because like you couldn't just toss if you were like going for 10-kilometer egg exclusively, you couldn't just toss every 5 or 2-kilometer egg that you would get. This would just give you the power to choose when you want eggs from Pokestops and when you want eggs from other means, like the gifts or the strange eggs. I think that's all I really got on that topic. And yeah, I was gonna do some Go battling tonight, but stream is just a pile of hot garbage, so I'm gonna skip that. If you're still here, I will try. I probably won't try again tonight because it's already 9 o'clock. But if I got time tomorrow, and I should because I do have it off, I'll see if I can find a time frame where the internet is semi-cooperating and we can actually do a stream then. So, for everyone listening in, thank you all for tuning in for another casual Pokemon Go Fireside chat. Sorry that we couldn't actually have the fun stream night that I was hoping to have, but yeah, at least I was able to like talk about some of the stuff that was on my chest. Until we meet again, though, take care.